If you don't believe in ghosts, if you don't mind dummies, if you think nothing scares you, then think again, really hard.
All right, folks, so I had to test. Oh, wait, hello, Goosebumps fans. So I had to test a DVD. I test 2 DVDs. And of course, one of them was the Chillogy yet again. So now we're going to come back to it. It's like I did one previously, but I didn't like it, so I deleted it. So I just wanted to make a part 2 that was worthy to be part 2 instead of, So, we already talked, the first one was kind of a lesson, but it was more like an interesting concept. So, if I can even go with number 3, the third part, the interesting part is that he apparently gets a joy out of torturing children. And he gets them with their greatest weaknesses, or their one thing that they really want. Of course that happens. But anyways, what he wanted to do was actually play baseball, to be able to actually bat and be good with it. And he used that against him. And the interesting part of it all has to just be the fact of, besides talking about fourth wall breaker, where it's like, oh, and they got so many people in the first part of it, they got lots of people in the third part of it. How the freaking world do you not have people in the stands rooting? That's weird, don't you think? Just voiceovers? That's kind of like, dude. It's like, yeah, they were cutting costs. And I'm like, but how are you cutting costs if it's most likely filmed on the same day? Come on, man. Come on. It's like, whatever. But it's just interesting to think about this part of the powers of Carl. And apparently, I'm trying to get to the thought of maybe Carlsville or Carl, period. It's kind of like Freddy Krueger, where it's like, if there's no kids around that he can actually pester, he won't do it. Which apparently, yeah, he doesn't want to go after the adults. He wants to go after kids. So if there's any kid around that he's able to actually pester, annoy, and even torture to infinity and beyond, well, yeah, that means poor Nikki in the first part of it. Poor Nikki. Nikki fell victim to him. That had to have been something. Yeah, it's like, I'm pretty sure Nikki sadly got victimized, and now Nikki is not tortured anymore, but helps him. It's like, did she fall the same thing as the third kid, and no one was there to save her, and thus, oopsies? I don't know. What if the original owners of it had Nikki, and Nikki disappeared, and, well, that just made them not really want to care as much as taking stuff with them. Who knows what's the story of Nikki? Who knows the story of the people who actually had the house before them? But interesting enough is, what about his powers, Yeah, it's like he's able to teleport. He has that. He has the capability to teleport. He has abilities of making things out of thin air, and, well, he's the king of that place, which means, kind of like Slappy World. So it's like Carl before Slappy was like, ooh, I could do that too. It's like, yeah, but Carl did it first. Yeah, Carl versus Slappy. That would be a good book. That will most likely never be written. Let's see, anything else? It's the interesting part of, how does the physical planes work? Because in the first one, nothing really happened. Part 2, you had a ball that most likely was his ball, and he was able to turn his ball into a mutant freak. That most likely was happened to his ball. So, and I guess since it was attached to the physical planes or whatever, or the outer world, he was able to do that and have the ball returned to him. Yeah, but then it's like, well, how did he send a certificate to his little brother? So it's like, he most likely is able to embody around himself. So it's like the house and contents within, which of course is the phone call. He was able to do the phone call and everything because in the perimeter of the house, which is kind of funny where it's like, yeah, remember when I was talking about perimeter of the freaking spell to wake Slappy and everyone else up? So I think the perimeter of the house is as much power as he's able to do. And since the mailbox is near the house, he's able to plant something in the mailbox for the kid to find. So he had things ready to be played. All right, anything else? I think that's about it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So that's the physical plane, and I guess I'll just end it by adding part 2, I suppose. Yeah, the part 3 part, where it's like, yeah, so apparently his plan all along was to get more kids and imprison them so I don't really know. It's like, dude, how does that freaking work? I mean, the third one makes perfect sense. Gonna take him, gonna turn him into plastic, and now you can torture him forever. Most likely just a good reason to be like, yeah, I can keep you forever now. You can't go anywhere. Versus the first time he did it, she was able to run for it. He came close to stopping him. The second time, I guess he came close to doing it. He made sure that home was kind of hard to do. And the third time, they all were about to get chained up. And it's like, oh, so you're going to chain him up and then you're going to start taunting him and crap. It's like, I don't freaking know on that one. So it's like, it just gets to the point where it's like, he wants to have kids to torture and feel big and everything, but he doesn't have a good way to actually make sure he can do it. Yeah, it's like he chased them away. It's like, yeah, you just made them already know that you're a bad guy running away from you. So it's like, I don't think he'll ever actually have what he wants. But interesting part is, how did he survive? And, well, I will say this. He either teleported himself into the vacuum cleaner, or B, he was able to crawl inside the vacuum cleaner while they were looking for him, and, well, he decided to crawl back out to the vacuum cleaner, and now he's able to still be, I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's like, I'm pretty sure his power is not as powerful as he thinks he is. Unless he's going to start trying to make his own new other place. But he's in a boy's house, not in the girl's house. If he was in the girl's house, he's able to have a doll house, and he could turn that doll house into his place now. But he's in the boy's house, so it's like, I don't think he's going to find anything in there that actually would do anything for him. But the sad thing is that it's just a twist ending that's like, oh, he's still here, and we don't know what he's going to do. The kids most likely are still safe until he tries again. We're just like, I don't know. Kind of reminds me of what happened in Freak Show. The one where they had the girl who had a dollhouse and she was enjoying it, and then all of a sudden this freak show head showed up, and it's like she tried to get rid of the freak show head, but it kept on going after her to the point of where she flicked it out of the dollhouse, and now it's in her house, and she's like, no, go back in there. And now she's in her dollhouse, and she's like, yeah, I'm getting rid of it, fuck it, sell it, I'm done with this. And it's like, all you gotta do is just get rid of the damn house and then get a new one. He was like, yeah, just get all the people out of your house, take it to the backyard, and burn the shit. Burn the damn house. Just like I was like, yeah, you know what you need to do? You don't need to toss it away and throw it in the trash. No, you need to burn it. It's like, you should have already took it to the backyard, sprinkle all over the freaking model house, model city, and then burn it with a freaking damn match. That's what you should have done. But instead, it just ended with, they have the base, but all the stuff that was a part of it has been thrown and destroyed. So you can kind of say that now he has a barren land, and we don't know how many of his citizens are gone, but his citizens are in the vacuum cleaner, and you would have figured they should have burned the contents in the vacuum cleaner as well, and they never showed that they actually took the vacuum cleaner stuff and burned it too. Yeah, they didn't really show that. So, anyways, that's all I wanted to say before I end this chapter, so I can actually continue on without being like, oh no, I didn't talk about part 2. Oh no, I didn't do a video for part 3. Oh no. It's like, yep, we're done here. It's like, yeah, we're done here. There's really nothing else to talk about besides the interesting power of Carl, and how does Carl work? How many people has he actually victimized? Is everyone in that dollhouse actually victims of him? I kind of doubt it. I'm pretty sure they're just there with him before, and he eventually just decided to become king, and that's what he did. He goes king because he can. He has the power somehow, and now everyone bows down to him, and he just started doing whatever he wanted, which is trying to get trapped kids. Trying to trap kids, trying to torture kids. No idea. Yeah. No idea exactly how he could have played this out where he can actually enjoy himself forever. The only way how this could have played out is if he was able to actually get the girl, which again, is play money. You're not going to get anything if you try to take the money out with you. It's like, what if he actually was able to tell the girl that he's able to make her wildest dreams come true if she's able to actually teleport that freaking place to like a museum or something. So if he's able to take it to a kid museum, then she wouldn't know that she just helped him, and she just keeps on, and he can just easily takes her out, give her something in exchange. I doubt he'll even be able to do anything. And then every single kid that touches it, he's able to torture the kid. And even if they pop out of the freaking thing in the museum and they're like, oh my gosh, that thing's evil. Oh my gosh, it sucked me in. Oh my gosh. The freaking librarian or the person of the museum is like, oh, you're crazy. Go home, kid. You have a good imagination. Go home. Write a book. And he can just continue on for decades upon decades as long as he doesn't do something stupid. That's basically it. Just don't do something stupid. But it's like he can torture kids for decades if he does that. Now, the only messed up part is like the funding part. It's like, yeah, it's like, but if the museum closes because of funding, that's an uh-oh. But of course, he can easily just do a deal again with someone else and like, yeah, send me somewhere else and I'm able to give you wildest dreams and crap. And it can just continue on being that messed up ring of the cursed home thing. Yeah. Anyways, have a scary day. Have a scary night.